What if I told you that your body language is talking before you say a word? Let's talk about the silent habits that weaken your executive presence. Welcome to the Boardroom Series Part 2. Conversations beyond the title, beyond the promotion, and these conversations are definitely not for the sensitive. These are the conversations they should have had with certain people before they gave them the title. And today, we're talking about something people massively underestimate in all types of environments, especially executive environments. And you know what? Even social settings and personal settings, people underestimate this one thing, and that is body language. Because whether you like it or not, your body starts speaking long before your mouth does, before you introduce yourself, before you say your first sentence, before your first slide. People are already reading your confidence, your clarity, your emotional state, your composure, your insecurity, your authority or lack thereof. And here's the uncomfy truth. Most people think they have this issue with communication, and it's not. What they actually have is an issue with managing their nervous system. And when you don't manage your nervous system, it comes out in your body language. Your body exposes what your mouth is trying to hide. So sometimes people say something and you're like, hold on, your body gestures, your hand gestures, your facial gestures are not matching what's actually coming out of your mouth. And I know we can all agree that we've witnessed that before, right? And today we're going to break down this. The silent habits weakening your presence, the body language mistakes high performers make constantly, and how people unintentionally shrink themselves in rooms. We're also going to go into what calm, grounded, powerful presence actually looks like physically. Body language time. Because my friends, presence is not something you say. Presence is something people feel before you speak. Have you ever been to an event, networking event, meeting, and there's a whole bunch of people in the room that you've never introduced yourself to before? You just don't know. You've never seen them before. And someone enters the room and they don't say a word and just everyone shifts or everyone notices them. That's a powerful presence, and that has everything to do with their body language. What I want you to get immediately is this. Powerful executive presence, and I'll use the word executive because I work with a lot of executives, but whether you're an executive or not, this is for you. Body language is body language is body language. And even though people around you may not be a body language expert, that has nothing to do with it. We subconsciously read gestures. For example, if you see someone smile across the room, that's a welcoming gesture, correct? If someone looks at you and looks away, that's a non-welcoming gesture, and you will no longer walk towards them, correct? Great. You read body language. Now, I train, as a body language expert, I train a lot of people in meeting settings, so C-suite executives, politicians, to manage their body language. So what's going through their head is not exposed through their hands and things like that. Got it? So executive presence, body language is not just what you say. I mean, it's not just managing what you say. It's managing what you say up here, right? So some people walk into a room and immediately shift the energy, like I was just saying. And it's not because they're louder. It's not because they're more attractive. And it's not because they're the smartest, but it's because they look grounded. They know how to manage their nervous system. And what happens when they know how to do those things, and you have to train them intentionally, their movements are calmer. Their energy's steadier. And the way they react and respond, it's really controlled. And people really trust that. Now, other people walk into rooms and they're already leaking physical weakness. Their power looks here. We don't get that same energy, and they don't even realize it. They're constantly adjusting their clothes. They're over smiling, or they're fidgeting. They're touching their face. They're focused and distracted on their phone. They're shifting excessively. They're, just talking with like this energy that's just all over the place. They're nodding too much. They're laughing nervously at things that aren't even funny. And the body is telling the room, the body is telling people who are watching this, I need approval. I'm uncomfortable. I'm trying to be liked, right? That's what your body language says when you're not grounded, when you're not physically grounded. Now, I'm not talking about you having to be robotic. No, it's about becoming intentional with how you move. Because when you don't manage your movement, it weakens your presence. And when your movement is grounded and intentional, it strengthens it. And in rooms where you want to show up with more confidence, that showcasing that strength and that powerful presence is everything. And when you are, if you're ever in a high level or an important room, they notice everything, especially under pressure. I promise people around you are watching you under pressure. And we do the same. I mean, is it right or wrong? It doesn't matter, but we do the same. We make a quick assessment when we see someone enter a room and they don't have to say anything at all. So let's get into these habits so you know what you need to shift. Habit number 1, over nodding. This one is huge, especially among high achieving younger professionals. And I'm going to say it, people, come from me in the comments. I don't care, but it's true. And I'm here to support you. A lot of females do this as well. And I work with female leaders, and you really need to stop it overall. Some people nod while the other person is speaking almost nonstop, right? Stop it. And here's what happens psychologically as people watch this. It starts looking like you're approval seeking, like you're always seeking approval. It makes it look like you're overly agreeing with what's being said. It's like you're accommodating your nervousness by over nodding. No, I want you to slow it down. I want you to be intentional with your nods. No more bobblehead. That's what I call it. Stop the over nodding. You also look, outside of overly agreeable, you look like you're passive and you're not really sure on what decisions you want to be, or be that yes person to everyone. You do not need to physically validate every sentence someone says. Confident people listen without overperforming agreement. That's a big difference. So as you're listening to someone, I want you to be intentional. Do not nod. If you agree, give a couple nods. I don't want you, as they're speaking, stop it. Hold your power. Ground your body. And I want you to nod as necessary. Got it? Habit number 2, fidgeting. Playing with pens. Adjusting your jewelry. Touching your hair. Fixing your blazer every 14 seconds. Touching your phone. All it communicates to other people watching is that you are uncomfortable, you're nervous. It's essentially internal instability that you don't know how to control. And before people get upset, right, they'll just watch you. But what it will do is it will take the focus off of what you're trying to display. So if you're sitting at the head of the table and you're fidgeting all the time, it weakens your power, right? It can make you appear emotionally unsettled in high stake meetings and environments. Your movements, in truth, they need to be deliberate, not restless, because restless energy distracts from your power and your authority. Stillness increases perceived confidence. That's why powerful people often move less. They're not wasting movement. Every gesture has some type of intention behind it. So what I want you to start doing is be intentional and not fidget. Keep your hands still, keep them in your lap, keep them on the table, and use them to express and enhance what you have to say instead of busying yourself to balance your nervous energy. Habit number 3, shrinking in your body. This one drives me crazy. People physically collapse into chairs during meetings or presentations when they're sitting and listening. Here's what it looks like. Their shoulders are rolled forwards, their head's low. They have these tiny gestures. Their posture is like really closed off, right? And they might wonder, or you might wonder, why you're not commanding the room. Your posture communicates your relationship with yourself. I'm going to say it again. Your posture communicates your relationship with yourself. And you want body language that reads, I belong here, right? You're not supposed to be reading, I'm not trying to take up space. And I mean that physically. When you go to a meeting, I don't want you to make yourself small. Put your notes down here, your journal down here, put your phone down here, spread out and take up physical space. When you make yourself small, you're unconsciously apologizing for your presence. And I want you to stop it. That's why people interrupt you. That's why your ideas get overlooked. Your body walked in, your body's now sitting, your body's presence is apologizing before you even open your mouth. Stop it. Take up space. I want you to roll your shoulders back and sit tall when you're sitting. When you're standing, let go of the distractions. Unroll your shoulders forwards and roll them back. Got it? Now, I want you to stop confusing likability with presence. This part right here. People are probably going to feel personally attacked, and I want you to shift, especially women in leadership or female leaders. A lot of people have been conditioned to prioritize likability over authority. So here's what happens. They start to oversmile, smiling all the time. And let me say this carefully because people get emotional about this topic. I get it. I'm not saying don't smile. I'm a big smiler. If you ever see me, that's just who I am. I'm saying nervous smiling. That smiling where it looks uncomfortable or your smile doesn't reach your eyes, the fake smile, that nervous smiling weakens your authority. And there's a difference. Some people smile through disagreement, discomfort, conflict, correction, boundaries. And that's how they manage their nervousness, but you have to shift it. And when you do that, it completely shifts and changes how your message lands. Why? Because the body and the words stop matching. If you are delivering a serious point while smiling, you're asking permission to exist. And the room, whoever's watching you, they're going to get mixed signals. Your face should match the message. Your body should support the message. Your energy should support the message too. Executive presence is alignment in all those areas. It's not about performing. And let me say something else. You don't need to soften what's what I'm looking for? You don't need to soften your physical presence to make insecure people feel comfortable. I know I have big energy, and I will never reduce myself to make someone that I might have a 5-second or 2.5-second interaction with feel comfortable. You get to prioritize who you are and how you feel and own your presence in every single setting you're in or situation. Stop shrinking your body to appear less intimidating. Grounded is not intimidating. Unapologetic is not aggressive. And some of you need to stop carrying yourself like you're afraid to fully arrive in the room. People have to manage their own energy, so be intentional with managing yours. So let's talk about what a strong, powerful presence actually looks like, right? What it looks like physically. First, slower movements, not slow motion. I'll say that, not slow motion. Intentional, slower movements. People with a strong presence don't rush physically unless necessary, because rushing energy reads emotional instability. Second, grounded posture. Plant your feet. I want you to have your shoulders open, shoulders back, and a long neck. This is, as I don't know if anyone knows, or if you listened to my first episode, you would have heard my story. I'm a professionally trained dancer and dance choreographer, and used to be the co-artistic director of a youth performing company over here in Toronto, Canada, for over a decade. And one of the things about posture is, and this is the quick tip, you want to straighten from the base of your back, straighten from the base of your neck, ensure that your chin is level to the ground, right? And you want to roll your shoulders back once and then relax. That is grounded. That is a grounded and confident body gesture that you should be doing in every moment, whether you're standing or whether you're sitting. That reads so much different than this. You see that? All I did was lift up, straighten from the base of my back, straighten from the base of my neck, chin level to the ground. Got it? You're not going to be stiff, and I don't want you to be fake. It's grounded. It exudes comfort in your own skin. It exudes a self-assuredness. That's what body language can do for you, even before you utter a word. Third, deliberate gestures. Powerful communicators don't throw energy everywhere. Their gestures support their words. They don't compete with them and doesn't fight. They don't say one thing and their gestures are saying something else. They need to align. Fourth, strategic eye contact. Confident people do not look all around when they're speaking to someone right here, and they don't break eye contact when they're challenged. And we'll pause right there. How many of us get uncomfortable when someone stares at you too long? Have you ever asked yourself why? Don't do it. You maintain the leadership in nonverbal communication. And I'm not saying you need to have a stare down so it looks creepy, but don't break eye contact immediately when someone says something to you, especially when they challenge you. Like, the biggest thing you can do, and I've just trained a client on this, he sits at boardroom tables and chairs a lot of meetings. However, there's one person in the group who always challenges them. And what they normally do is they shut down. Their body language just gets small and they look away. They can hear the person, but they look away. And I say, that's the moment where you need to front them. And what I mean is this: you need to shift your upper body so you're literally facing them, right? Frontal facing. You need to directly look at them to let them know that I'm here with you, challenging me or not, because I know what I know. And maybe I don't know the answer. However, I'm confidently sitting here and I am comfortable in my own skin. So it's important not to break eye contact when someone challenges you, right? Even if you don't know the answer. One answer versus who you are and the information you have, don't lean into that one answer you may not know, or that one person who has something nasty to say. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay present and remind yourself, regardless of what's going on right now, and it may be a crappy situation, it doesn't mean you're crappy. What's happening may not be ideal, but you're still the kick-ass person you were when you walked in the room, that you were yesterday. So don't allow small incidences or people who challenge you to break your confidence and have you diminish yourself physically. Stay present, stay focused, make eye contact. That's power, not aggression. That's power, a powerful presence. And lastly, stillness. This one is so underrated because most people believe constantly when most people move constantly when they feel this internal discomfort. But people who are grounded, deeply grounded in themselves, can stay still without panicking. That's why stillness often reads as confidence. Your body is saying, I'm comfortable here. And that's what you want, right? So here's what I want you practicing this week immediately. Number one, stop over nodding. Listen fully without physically performing agreement every time someone says something or every 5 seconds. Number two, I want you to catch your fidgeting patterns. See what it is for you. Are you always, touching your pen? Are you always turning your ring? Are you always fixing your clothes, your jewelry, whatever you're wearing? Are you always checking your watch? Are you tapping your finger? Are you tapping your feet? Pay attention to what your body does when pressure hits and those high stress moments. That awareness shifts everything. So you're going to identify the pattern and you're going to calmly place your hands in your lap. Number three, I want you to slow your movements down by 10% and watch how much more grounded you instantly appear. Number four, I want you to practice stillness, especially when someone challenges you. Don't rush to move. Don't rush to react. Stay fully present and then respond. Here's what I want you to remember. People don't only listen to your words. They read your body language all of the time. Your body tells the room whether you believe that you should be here. Your body language tells people whether you believe you belong here. Your body language tells people if you believe in what you're actually saying. And I know all of you listening are incredibly intelligent, but your physical presence is communicating hesitation even before you speak. So this week, stop shrinking. Stop leaking nervous energy. Stop physically apologizing for taking up space. Walk in grounded. Speak intentionally. Move deliberately. Because having a powerful presence is not about becoming louder. It's about becoming harder to overlook. My friends, if you didn't listen already, this is my Boardroom Series This is the second one. We have 3. And if you haven't listened to the first one, please go back and listen to it. And if you don't know, there's a third one coming. Or if you're listening to this randomly, make sure to listen to part 1, part 2, part 3. This is Karen Donaldson, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Boardroom Series. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow.